Alrighty everybody, welcome to 18W43A. This is the first snapshot for 1.14, and in front of me we have something that should look familiar to you guys. Bamboo forest. They spawn naturally, it's its own biome as well, so if I bring up the F3 screen you can see I'm in a bamboo jungle biome. So that's pretty nifty. But this update has a lot of cool things and things that I love, so let's get right into it. First thing, bamboo. So you can place bamboo like this, and this, and this, and it keeps going up, and it grows up to 12 blocks tall. Well, it looks like it's a little bit laggy to cut one down. And if you take a sword, you can left click on the bamboo, instantly cuts it all down. So that's the tool to harvest bamboo, is the sword, which is really nifty. Alright, so obviously next is pandas. They were the big Minecon announcement. Also, oh, you can fit through bamboo, so there. Bamboo is a nice door that only you can fit through. Maybe. I don't know how that works. But yeah, we've got pandas. They're all so cute and cuddly. See, here's a baby panda. Aren't they just adorable? I love them. They're so cute. So, pandas can come in multiple skins. This guy has his tongue sticking out at me, as you can see down there. There's also one that has snot dripping out of its nose, if I can find it, but I don't think I'll be able to. Oh, well, he's a goner. Lost cause right there. Anyways, so there's one with snot dripping out of its nose, and then there's a third type of panda you can get. The third panda has red eyes, and if you hit a panda with red eyes, it will attack you back for 4 hearts of damage per hit, I believe. So yeah, you don't want to hit the red-eyed pandas. Those guys are going to kill you. Next thing, crossbows have been added. My mouse stopped working there. So, crossbows are basically pretty nifty bows. And basically, they have a higher base power, but they have less durability. So basically they're stronger at first, but they don't last as long. And so to load a crossbow, you'll hold, so clicking won't work, you have to hold right click, and it'll go in front of you like this when it's done. And then all you have to do is right click again. And looks like you get an achievement for shooting with a crossbow called Old Betsy. Alright, so then the enchantments, multi-shot, piercing, and quick charge. So with multi-shot, I just heard a baby panda fall to its death. So this is, also it keeps its charge, so you can switch between multiples. So multi-shot, anyways, multi-shot. There you go, see? I shot extra arrows. So multi-shot basically uses 1 arrow to shoot 3. See? So this counts as 1 arrow. It uses 1 arrow from my inventory, but it makes 3 arrows. I can't zoom, but you're gonna have to trust me. See, there's 3 arrows. That's pretty nifty. 1, 2, and the third one landed here on top of this bamboo, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, so piercing, this is my favorite. This was the feature that I was so excited for. Piercing, if you shoot a mob with the piercing arrow, it'll go through the mob. This is pretty cool, which means you can have a line of mobs and shoot them all. So, you can see I killed one mob and injured the other behind it. That's pretty nifty. I can't do a better demonstration than that. Alright. Also, yeah, jungles are very laggy. Still. That needs to get fixed, Moshing. Alright, so quick charge. It basically just speeds up the time it takes to reload. Ooh. Oh. Can I don't think I can shoot an arrow through these. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so that's it for those. And you're going to wonder, are there any mobs in the game that wield these crossbows? And the answer is going to be yes. Alrighty guys, so here are the new hostile mobs for this release. And they're sort of incomplete right now, but I think they're still pretty cool. So we've got the Pillager Beast, which is this thing, which makes cool noises. It's really deep sounding. It's basically an iron golem but ox style. And then we have these Pillagers who carry the crossbows. And you can see they're constantly aiming at me, even though I'm in creative, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, these guys are pretty nifty looking. I can't wait to see where this goes. Pillagers do not naturally spawn in the world yet. You have to spawn these in by hand, so I had to do that. But Illager Beast will naturally spawn, though, so keep your eyes out. I have no idea what biome it spawns in. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Do I dare go into survival? Oh. Oh, ow. I want to see how much you do. Woo! So yeah, basically, don't get in their way or they will murder you. That only took 2 bow strikes and then 1 smash from the beast, and then I was dead. Alright, so I thought I'd do the rest here because jungle is laggy, and this place is not. So yeah, things. Book and quills have had a complete rewrite in the way they work. So if I come in here and I type Axis, not 2 eyes, is the best survival server ever, you should totally join. You'd have noticed one thing, text wrap. Originally, that would not happen automatically. You'd have to enter each time you got to the end of the line like this. But now, it just wraps. Okay, so that's the first cool thing. Second cool thing is I can come in here and I can Control C for copy, and then Control V. Access. There you go. So Control C and Control V to copy and paste text, and you can select it with your cursor, which is pretty nifty. And one more thing is you can actually just start typing in the middle. So I can just click here and continue typing. This is more text. So all that, and you sign it up, open up my DASDA. Cool stuff, kiddos. Cool stuff. So that's that done. Next, we've got new flowers in the game. We've got the Cornflour, the Lily of the Valley, and the Wither Rose. I think you all know what the Wither Rose does. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But basically, they rewrote the dye system. So lapis, bone meal, and ink sacs don't work as dye anymore. Instead, you have to have blue, white, and black dye. Now, you can craft blue, white, and black dye from lapis, bone meal, and ink sacs in a 1-to-1 ratio. But it's separated in the menu. So if I come over here, it's not that one, it's this one. Right here, you'll see we've got ink sacs, and we've got bone meal, and we've got cocoa, and we've got, what was the last one? Green's here. Oh, lapis. There's lapis right here. So we've got those 4, the usual ones, but now we have the 4 new dyes, blue, brown, black, and white. So these flowers are basically just decorational, just the same as the dandelion or the rose. But the Wither Rose, on the other hand, the Wither Rose is special. That's right, standing near the Wither Rose gives you wither for a second. So it's basically like thorns, but with wither, which I think is pretty nifty. It adds the new threat to just roaming around the world. It's basically like your thorn bush, to be honest, because it only really activates the wither effect once you're standing right up against it. Because I'm right here on the block next to it, I'm not getting withered. But the instant I intersect the block it's on, I get the wither effect. See? You can see my foot's just over the edge. So that's pretty cool, isn't it, guys? Alright, so I can use these to make the blue dye, and the white dye, and the black dye, respectively. And you'll have noticed, well, that poor bunny just got withered. Anyways, you'll notice these textures that I'm using are not the usual textures that I usually use to play on my server with my friends and stuff. And that's because 1.14 is the update that they are implementing Japeth Textures, which is a complete redesign of all of the textures in the game. So if I come into here and pull out some of the big ones, there, you'll see the differences. So cobblestone looks like this, glass looks like this, and gold looks like this. That's pretty much a good summary, but every texture has basically been changed in this update. Alright, so, new crafting thingamajiggers. We've got a whole bunch of cool things. The first thing I want to do is the loom. And it's 2 wood planks and 2 string makes a loom. And now this is something that I am so incredibly excited for, because I have been requesting a feature like this to be added into Minecraft for years now. Because I always felt that being able to make everything from a crafting bench is ridiculous. And I even tweeted Dinnerbone in one of the Snapshot teasers he made earlier in the week. I said to him, I think it's ridiculous that everything is done in one crafting table. And they listened. Look at this. It's the loom, and the loom is used to dye your banners, which I think is awesome. However, there's one more thing I need to go over first before we start that, and that would be the banner patterns. So you can take a piece of paper and the symbol of your choice. So in this case, it would be Oxide-Daisy, but you can also use golden apples or mob heads or whatever those are for the special firework patterns, you know. So you can't use a die, but it makes me a banner pattern for that design, which is pretty cool. So then you can come into the loom, and this is the UI, and this is crazy. But what you do basically is you put your banner in this cool banner slot here, you put your dyes of choice over here in the color section, and that brings up this menu. And now, as I understand it, everything costs 1 dye now. So this is 1 dye, but this is also 1 dye, while back then it would have been 6 dye to make this. So everything, all of the patterns cost 1 dye now, which is pretty nice. But then also you can introduce the patterns, and the patterns are not done through here, so you can't just slap your Oxide-Daisy into here, you know. You have to actually make the pattern. Then you put that here, and look, I can now make the blue flower charge pattern. And it's got custom sounds, and it looks like I actually get the pattern back. So patterns do not get consumed by the loom, which is pretty nifty. It reminds me a lot of Tinker's Construct, actually. So you can see now I have this blue and yellow banner, and I can come in here, place that down, and I want to have something in white. How about, also this allows you to preview your colors, which is pretty nifty. Let's make that poor bunny. Alright, so I'm going to make my jail cell patterned banner. Rest in peace. So yeah, now my banner has this. So that's pretty nifty. And I'm fairly certain that Cauldrons still erase a layer of dye, so don't have to worry about that. There's also a secret thing that's been added. If I come into here and place the bowl, it will be 2 mushrooms, red and brown, and then a flower of your choice. It can be any flower, and it creates this suspicious stew. It changes effect based on the flower you put in. So, for examples, I will put one of each of the new flowers, and I'm fairly certain we all know what this one's going to do. We're going to put one of each into all of them, and it doesn't actually tell you what's in the stew. So, you know, it says suspicious stew, but it doesn't say what it is. And they all look the same. So if I come into survival mode, I have 3 suspicious stews, and I don't know what any of them are, so I'm just going to eat them. Jump boost. Alright, so Lily of the Valley gives jump boost, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty nifty. I like that, actually. Alright, then we have this one, which would be the cornflower. Alright, so hopefully I've ran off enough energy now. We can eat the second stew, which should be the cornflower. And I'm poisoned. So, I don't know if it's either one of these, but one of these poisons you. So, keep that in mind. Alright, well that was fun. And I guess I gotta run off some more energy so I can eat the wither stew. Here we go, down the hatch. Yes, it gives you wither. So basically you can trick players into drinking a stew and having it be poisonous. So in fact, if I come over here, alright, so only the most observant of users would notice the difference between these two. You'd probably not call it beetroot soup though. You'd probably call it mushroom stew, or maybe rabbit stew, because these two look much more similar. Yeah, in fact, that would be the best way to do it. Yeah, so you could totally hide these and trick players, and they wouldn't even know. And you can actually find those mysterious stews in shipwrecks. So that's pretty nifty. Now, for those wondering, unfortunately, bamboo is not used to create scaffolding yet. Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah, sorry. Scaffolding's not a thing yet. I know, we're all very sad. But that stuff just sort of happens. Alright, so for some more new additions, and these are all things that the community suggested, so apart from the Loom, and I really hope to God that they add the Cauldrons holding water thing. For those who don't know, Cauldrons can hold potions in Bedrock. Please, Mojang, give us. Alright, so, community feature number 1. You're gonna die, boy. No, just joking. So, if you put shears in a dispenser now, activating the dispenser will shear the sheep. Woo! I'm so excited. This is pretty cool, actually. This is going to make for some nice automated farms. So, yeah, I can't wait to see some really cool sheep farms in the future. Alright, community suggested feature number 2. If you ever went hunting for chorus fruit in the end, and there was that flower that's just way too high for you to get, and you're too lazy to nerd pull, you know, you're just like, I can't reach it, even though I can totally reach it from here. So what you can do is you can take your bow and arrow, or I'm guessing the crossbow will also work. You can shoot chorus flowers, and they will fall. Isn't that just nifty? This is actually a really cool target practice game, so you can stand way back here and they'll say, right, shoot for points. I missed. I got one. I got another. And it drops as well. So if you can manage to prevent these from actually growing too high, you could totally have a really cool target practice minigame with this. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Alright, and so then the third community feature, and I don't know if we're going to get lucky today, breaking leaves has a chance to drop sticks. Oh, there you go. Look at that, 2 sticks. That's some pretty interesting things. Now there's a couple other community features that were added, but I don't want to demonstrate them because that's too hard. Dead bushes cannot be used as furnace fuel. Okay, I don't see why, or why not. All the soups and stews are shapeless recipes now. And creepers will drop records when killed by strays, and I'm fairly certain that that was a bug and not an intentional thing. So yeah, that's fixed. So as some of you may or may not know, there were a whole bunch of new block additions in 1.14, and I'm just going to go through them all right here.
So we've got polished granite stairs and slabs, and this is just a regular block for comparison. We've got red sandstone stairs and slabs, mossy stone brick stairs and slabs. We've got diorite polished stairs and slabs. We've got mossy cobblestone stairs and slabs. I'm sure mossy cobblestone stairs are always a thing, but I'm not certain. We've got endstone stairs and slabs, stone stairs and slabs, and I just like to let you know, in the creative inventory, stone slabs are up here by the smooth stone slabs, but the stairs are down at the bottom, right here. So yeah, that is weird. We've got sandstone stairs and slabs, quartz stairs and slabs, granite stairs and slabs, andesite stairs and slabs, red nether brick stairs and slabs, which this is very welcomed, polished andesite stairs and slabs, and diorite stairs and slabs. This diorite is really ugly. Yeah, diorite's pretty ugly. Let me just pack makes it look so much better. Alright, and then on the wall side of things, we've got brick walls, prismarine walls, red sandstone walls. We've also got mossy brick walls, granite walls, stone brick walls, nether brick walls, andesite walls, red nether brick walls, sandstone walls, endstone brick walls, I guess, and diorite walls.
And you'll notice I said we have nether brick walls. And you're like, but how is that possible? There's already a recipe for fences. Well, fences are still in the game for nether bricks. However, they are more expensive now. 4 brick blocks and 2 bricks. That's how you make these. Oof. Geez, that was too hard. Alright, over here, we've got the new signs. And now there are signs for every single type of wood. So regular signs are now oak signs. And these are all the new signs. Going from left to right. Oak, spruce, birch, acacia, jungle, and dark oak. I have a complaint, though. This white text glows way too much. I understand that they did it for the dark oak. That's pretty weird. I understand that they did it for dark oak so that you could actually read the dark oak, because when this text is black, it's literally impossible to read. But I think for acacia jungle, birch, and oak, the text should be black, and for spruce and dark oak, text should be white. I still hope we can add color designs, because that was always something that we liked doing. You know, adding color designs was pretty nifty. And I think if Mojang is planning on still supporting colors on signs, then they definitely need to give a GUI for that, because right now the GUI is still like this. Oh yeah, and also, this stupid, annoying bug. Look, I placed the sign facing this way, and it snapped this block here. I mean, I keep getting this bug, like, look at this. Every once in a while this happens, and it's so annoying, and I can't help but imagine that that's extremely annoying for your everyday Minecraft user as well. So, suggestions, please fix this, Mojang. That's really obnoxious bug. Alright, so I was just actually changing the time on the world, and I didn't even notice this. I didn't even know this was a thing. And I don't know if it's 1.14 or not, but I just like to share it because it's pretty cool. If you do /time set, not set, /time add, watch this. I want to change it to 1,000. I can do 1,000 days. I can also do 1,000 seconds or 1,000 ticks. That's pretty cool if you ask me. So, I'm guessing days is Minecraft days, seconds is Minecraft real world seconds, and then this is ticks, which is Minecraft seconds, I guess you could say. So if I do add 10s, that's how far the sun would move in 10 seconds. And if I do 10 ticks, it's not that far because ticks are very fast. See, if I do add 0.5 day, add half a day. Look at that! It moved the sun to the exact opposite side. That's pretty cool. If I do that again, it should be back to where it started. Look at that. That is cool. I don't know when they added that, but that's my favorite change that they've ever done. That was probably with 1.13 when they redid all the commands. But I don't care. I love it. I thought I would just mention that. So I'm going to be ending this episode soon, but I thought we'd just go over some of the smaller, less noticeable changes that they've added. They have reworked the entire light system for the game, so hopefully that means we won't get any of those obnoxious black streak lighting bugs like what I have on my Hogwarts map. I got tons of lighting bugs on that map, and it's a pain because it looks hideous. Meanwhile, the update logs on Minecraft.net for updates are now extremely long. So, yeah, for those of you who like the technical details, you got your logs. Be happy. Block drops are now controlled by loot tables, which means I can mine dirt with a stick and get a diamond, or I could mine dirt with a shovel and get an emerald, or I could mine dirt with a sword and get a wool block. So yeah, you can control what blocks drop when you break them now, which is incredible for map makers, because you can make some incredible custom maps. Like, imagine back then when we did all those custom maps, people would always make those desert survival maps where you would be like in a crashed spaceship and you'd have to survive in the desert. And the first one I ever played was in vanilla, where they had a texture pack that redid everything, and they had like a really crazy command block contraption to create crafting recipes in dispensers and droppers, which is weird. Now, however, we have custom crafting recipes, we have custom smelting recipes, we have resource packs with data values so we can have multiple textures per item, and now we have custom block drops. So basically, those desert survival maps are going to become so incredible because you'll be able to customize all the block drops instead of having to use commands to give the player items when they do things. So that will make everything incredibly easy. Now, supposedly, there's tons of performance improvements involving fish and mob spawning and redstone, and world generation. So hopefully these performance improvements will help you guys play the game, because there's a lot of people who always complain about like really poor running computers, and yeah, so things. Lots and lots of bug fixes. Fires can leave ghost lighting. I've seen that one. Lighting updates lag the game has been fixed. So a lot of light update bugs have been patched, basically. Be careful when using F3. F3 is known to crash 18W43A. So for now, just don't use that. I'm not going to do it because for the sake of the video, my recording will not be happy. Well, actually, yeah, look, F3 is just not working. Oh, there it's working. Oh, there it crashed. There we go. See, I told you that would crash. Alrighty, guys, so that'll be it for this episode of Minecraft Snapshots for 1.14. As you can see, hitting F3 does indeed crash your client, so don't do it. But anyways, hope you guys all have a good day. Have fun exploring with this incredible new snapshot, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Black screen. God, this is the worst ending I've ever done.